The snow whispered over the peaks of the Carpathian Mountains as Lucien Hale approached the gates of Castle Bran. He had come alone, a torch in hand, and a letter tucked into the folds of his coat. The letter bore no seal, only a jagged signature scrawled in blood-red ink. "Come, if you dare to inherit the Midnight Throne." Lucien was no fool. He knew the legends, the stories of the Count who drank blood and ruled shadows, but he also knew hunger, not for food or gold, but for power. He was the last descendant of Vlad Tepes, or so he believed, and something ancient called to him in his blood. As he crossed the threshold into the castle's great hall, time seemed to fold. A grand chandelier, unlit for centuries, creaked above him. The walls whispered his name, Lucien, Lucien. The castle had no servants, no guards, just silence and dust. At the heart of the throne room, an obsidian chair loomed beneath a cracked stained glass window. It was carved from a single block of black stone, pulsing faintly like a dying heart. Lucien approached. At the base of the throne, he found another note. "To sit is to bleed is to awaken." He hesitated, then he sat. Pain shot through his spine. The stone grew warm beneath him. A whisper rushed into his ears like wind through dead leaves. Shadows on the walls shifted, twisting into figures, soldiers in armor, women in silk, children with blank eyes, ghosts of the throne's history. He screamed. When Lucien awoke, he was no longer alone. A figure stood at the far end of the room, tall and regal, dressed in black with a ruby clasp at his throat. His face was pale, flawless, and framed by flowing silver-strowed hair. His eyes were crimson and ancient. "Welcome, heir," said Dracula. Lucien tried to rise, but his legs would not obey. His hands trembled. "You sat on the Midnight Throne," Dracula continued. "You heard their voices. Do you still seek the crown?" Lucien forced a nod. "Then you must earn it. One does not inherit the throne. One survives it." The room darkened. The walls bled shadow, and Dracula smiled. The castle became a labyrinth. Each room was a test. In one chamber, Lucien faced illusions of loved ones, his mother begging him to return home, his younger self sobbing in chains. In another, he fought off beasts born of smoke and sorrow. Dracula watched from mirrors, offering no help, only questions. "Do you know what it means to rule the night? Can you kill what you once were? What will you become?" Lucien bled, wept, and raged, but he never turned back. On the seventh night, Lucien found a library beneath the crypts. A woman waited there, veiled in red silk, eyes like glowing embers. "I am the oracle," she said, "and I am dying." She pressed a book into his hands. "This is your history and your curse." Inside, Lucien found drawings of himself, born centuries before, burned, reborn, forgotten, over and over. "You are not just Tepes' heir," the oracle whispered. "You are his shadow, reincarnated. But this time you must choose, repeat the hunger or end the cycle." Lucien closed the book. "I'll do both," he said. "I'll change what it means to be Dracula." Dracula offered Lucien one final test, the Crimson Pact. In the great hall, Dracula drew a blade of bone and blood. "Kneel," he said. Lucien knelt. "You may rise as king," Dracula said, "but only if you survive me." Their battle was mythic. Blades clashed, shadows screamed, walls crumbled. Dracula fought like a god of the old world, faster than thought, crueler than time. But Lucien was fueled by something older than rage, a hunger not just for blood, but for change. In the final blow, Lucien drove his sword through Dracula's heart. The castle shook, the obsidian throne split. Dracula smiled as he turned to ash. "You are ready," he whispered. "Do better than I did." Lucien sat once more upon the throne. This time, it welcomed him. Blood flowed through the cracks, the ghosts knelt, and the shadows bowed. The castle grew quiet, but outside the world stirred. Villagers whispered of a new count, of a king with eyes of fire who did not kill, but watched. Lucien did not drink human blood, not anymore. He fed on the corrupt, the wicked, and in the deepest vault of the castle he rewrote the book the oracle gave him. "Dracula is not a monster," he wrote. "He is a mirror." But peace is never permanent. A new force had risen in the west. Hunters armed with silver tech, solar flares, and venom bullets. They came in daylight, branded with crosses not of faith but of vengeance. They called themselves the Holy Blade. One night, Lucien found a headless bat nailed to the castle gates. A message was scrawled in blood. "We killed your past, we'll bury your future." Lucien knew what must come next. He donned armor etched with red runes. He raised a legion of blood-sworn shadows, and beneath a sky veiled in eclipse he whispered, "Let them come." The Holy Blade's attack was swift and brutal. Their leader, a woman named Helena Graves, was once the lover of a vampire prince, and his executioner. She believed Lucien was no different. But Lucien was not the Dracula they feared. His army defended, not destroyed. His wrath fell only on the guilty, and when Helena stormed the throne room, sword blazing, Lucien knelt before her. "I am not your enemy," he said. "I am your mirror." She hesitated. Behind her, her men fell, not slain, but trapped in illusions of their sins. Lucien whispered, "See yourselves before you condemn me." Helena spared him. The war did not end, but it paused, and in the silence, Lucien rebuilt. He opened the castle to the lost, vampires who wished to live in secret, witches hunted by zealots, creatures tired of hiding. The midnight throne became a beacon, not of fear, but of power with purpose. Lucien ruled with both sword and sorrow. He drank only when needed, and he reminded his court daily, "Power is not given, it is bled for, and it must be earned every night." In the mirror of history, Dracula's image changed. No longer a beast, but a king. Years passed. Lucien's reign was long and strange. Peace blossomed in places where war once festered. Yet in the deepest parts of the earth something stirred. Whispers of a true night, a final eclipse that would awaken all dormant blood. The oracle, long thought dead, appeared in the throne room one night. "You've done well," she said, "but the throne is not yet yours." Lucien stood, older but unbent. "Then who holds it?" The oracle smiled. "You, but so does the one who made it." From the shadows, a figure emerged. Dracula, reborn. Dracula was not ash. He was never meant to die. He had tested Lucien, and now he returned not to fight, but to serve. "You have done what I could not," Dracula said. "You made the night noble." Lucien offered the throne. Dracula refused. "Keep it. I will walk the earth, not as king, but as a shadow of your justice." Together they became legend and legacy. And in every dark corner of the world, when blood spilled unjustly, a whisper echoed, "Beware the midnight throne. Its king sees all." Centuries later, a child was born in a hospital on a stormy night. Her eyes were crimson. Her shadow moved on its own. She grew up hearing voices in mirrors and dreaming of castles she'd never seen. On her 16th birthday, a letter arrived. "Come, if you dare to inherit the midnight throne. And so the story begins again.